What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the madness. Today we're going to be doing another Axe Effects tutorial, and today we're going to be talking about the Rotary. This thing is awesome. I love how simple it is. I love how easy it is to dial in cool sounds, and with cleverly laid out modifiers, this thing becomes probably one of the most impactful things I've used on the Axe Effects yet. So, without further ado, let's jump right in, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright guys, here I am on the top right, notes on the bottom right, Axe Edit in the center. So what we've got going on here is in one is my guitar, it's being sent and outed, and we've got an amp and a cab and a compression, and then a rotary. So it's coming after all the other effects right now, aside from the reverb. So this rate is tied to an expression pedal, which is plugged into the FC12, and then all of these other settings is all you get. There's not much else to use here, which is great because it keeps it real simple, making this thing real powerful. So with the rate all the way pressed back, this is my tone. So effectively no rotary right now. Now let's give it some rotary. Sounds real nice. And so this expression pedal with the rate is quite nice, but then also if I were to attach it to the drive as well, and then maybe alter this a tad bit, make it so it doesn't go up too high, drop the mids a little bit. No, actually, I want it to be kind of like this, and then start can be up a little bit. Slope is a little bit less, kind of like that. That looks cool. Let's do that. Interesting. Right, so here we go. Let's just get rid of that one altogether again. And now we're just left with a rotary with a single parameter. Okay, so you kind of hear what the rate does. The rate essentially changes how fast it's fluctuating. Perfect. So the tempo is tied to the same thing, except it's tied to your BPM. So use that however you want. High depth, what does that do? Now we can see that right in here, high depth means sets the modulation depth to the rotor to simulate a drum-only cabinet. Reduce the value fully. To simulate a drum-only cabinet, reduce the value fully. So let's increase it though. So you get this warmer quality after you've increased it a bit, huh? So let's see what it's defaulted at, 25% again. A little bit more bright, I think. And then increase it to 50-ish. Let's go all the way. Sounds like you kind of turn the tone knob down a bit. So let's actually drop this down to like, I think 40% seems reasonable. I like that. High time constant, what does that do? So if we notice inside of in the Fractal Audio Blocks manual, high time constant is actually not in there. So this is kind of a moment where you'd probably just mess with it and make your own definition of what you expect it. Let's try it out. Leave it there. Sounds pretty good. I think it's basically how long it takes for your highs to be cut or enhanced. So if I were to go bring this high level up to 6, and then we change this high time constant back down to 1.5, it's like the attack of the highs is what it feels like to me. Let me know what you think in the comments. So let's just bring this back down to 0 just to leave it even. Now the rotor length, what this one is so what this does is it adjusts the length of the virtual high frequency horn. So you can see that right here. The larger the value increases the amount of Doppler shift and result in a more intense effect. So I'm assuming that you're multiplying it by whatever effect you have you think going on. Whatever amount of the effect you think you have going on. This is like a 1.3x or 1.5x multiplier, it seems like. So this is essentially 100%. Let's increase that rotor length quite a bit to like 15%-ish. Obviously, I can't really do it that well. Okay, so that sounds pretty decent. Let's go up to 35%. It's kind of like that chorusy effect, where if you turn it up, you turn the depth up really high, it kind of does that kind of thing. Let's increase this all the way. Sounds like some fucking alien creature. Alright. Sounded pretty good. Let's see what the mic spacing's all about, huh? This is the set of distance of virtual mics. Imagine that. It's pretty self-explanatory then. Let's drop this rotor length back to somewhere reasonable, huh? Sounds very wide. It's very much the spread of the noise, right? You can hear this one's very narrow, kind of like inner ear, right? Increase that up to 50% and I should be hearing it pretty relatively wide, say 45 degrees, right? It's kind of like right here if you're listening on a stereo system. And then 100%, boom, 180. You can hear everything, it feels like, from like around your head. So that's kind of how I would describe it. So let's keep on moving. We're down to drive. We kind of tinkered with this a little bit earlier, but just to show you on your own, you know what's going on here, let's just increase it. As you can hear, it's getting crunchy. There you go. Let's go all the way to 10. Interesting. Drive all the way up. Kind of weird, huh? What a weird 10. You'd expect it to just be completely distorted and like unusable, but this is like a different kind of clean. It's a low cut clean. Strange, huh? Alright, so let's go back here. Now, low depth. See what this is about. I would imagine it's the opposite of high depth, but you know, let's just not assume anything right now. So low depth sets the modulation depth of the drum. High settings provide a more pronounced throb. All right, let's get the throbbing going. Whoa. Sounds like the rotor's bigger, right? If you were listening to a helicopter, it's kind of pronouncing that more. Pretty cool. I like the effect. So, now is the low time constant. Let's check this out. Pretty cool. You kind of can adjust like where the lows are throbbing, like as opposed to where the highs are throbbing, if that makes any sense. When you tinker with this on your own and you're listening to it through a speaker setup, you know, in person, it's going to sound significantly better for you. So I recommend trying these things. I'm trying to describe them as it feels to me, but I recognize that I'd recorded this in mono simply because sometimes other people's setups, it sounds really messed up. So just safer for y'all. All right, so now we're at the low rate mult. What does low rate mult mean? It means low rate multiplier. adjust the speed of the drum compared to the rotor. So let's try mixing that. Whoa! The rate of the throbbing. That's a throbby boy. That sounds nice and warm. Mic distance for this one. Let's go ahead and give this some. Ooh, that sounds nice. All right, let's keep that. So that is it. We have completely manipulated this thing. Now let's give something. Let's try out playing something with it. Mess up there at the end, all good, but you got the idea now. So I think this is actually pretty nice. I learned a little bit myself because obviously some of the effects aren't in the manual, and I shared that experience with you. I hope you guys join me in the next time. Of course, that'll be next week. Following on my diary for piano learning, I've been kind of tinkering with that. It's actually really fun, and maybe you'll learn something with me. All right, so until the next time, guys, I will catch you on the flippy floppy. Ciao, y'all.